Good morning, everyone. Planning for CAW 2020 required a gigantic leap of faith, and I can say that our decision to forge ahead was absolutely the right one. Nearly 1,000 events and venues which stretch from the Irish Sea to the Wild Atlantic Way and from Malin to Mizen Head have been organized by teachers, guidance counselors, access and admissions offices, youth workers, and further and higher education student mentors. The excitement, connectedness, positivity, creativity, and learning which these events have generated is remarkable. A nationwide conversation about the power and importance of education and training is truly underway. This morning, we hope that you will get a small glimpse into what is College Awareness Week. CAW has a big heart and a small team. Emily and Siobhan and the rest of the TAP team, thank you for being simply the best. CAW has the much appreciated and steadfast support of our main financial sponsor, Perigo, and their Chief Medical Officer, Grania Quinn. The NAPD, Department of Education and Skills, Higher Education Authority, Solace, and Trinity College have always supported this campaign. We have developed strong partnerships with the ISSU, USI, and the Institute of Guidance Counselors. This support contributes entirely to our success. Thank you to the individuals from these organizations who have joined us today. But CAW is all about students, inspiring, informing, and preparing the next generation. This morning, you will hear from some real stars. 4 students in Miss Campbell's class from City Key National School, Amia Zheng, Cody Grace, Bartosz Kodorowski, and Zoe Kelly will share their college dreams with us. Caitlin McDade, a 6th-year student from Carndonagh Community School, County Donegal, will interview Professor Luke O'Neill, an immunologist from Trinity College, who is a fanatic about science, a champion of access to education, and a child at heart. Caitlin will also introduce Minister Simon Harris. We are so grateful to Minister Harris, who helped to lead our country through the initial months of the pandemic, and who is now at the helm of the further and higher education sector, not to mention a fellow Wicklow resident. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to hearing you speak this morning. Clive Byrne, the director of NAPD, will officially launch a unique digital resource for educators about the traveling community, which was written by Anne-Marie Collins. Finally, Emily Keegan, who has coordinated this year's campaign, will give you a flavor of the many events taking place, including a video from the students of Assumption Secondary School and their teacher, Grania Cullen. Despite the fact that singing is currently restricted in schools, they have found a way to beautifully express themselves and will instill hope and optimism within you during the weeks and months ahead. Just like the words in the CAW-sponsored TikTok campaign, I can honestly say there is no place I'd rather be this morning. I hope that you too really enjoy the next 45 minutes and make the most of College Awareness Week 2020. Please don't forget to support and follow all events on our website and social media channels. Now I welcome the students from City Key.
Thank you. First up, we have Amia. Now,
Hi, my name is Amia, and I am in 6th class in City Key National School. The college I chose was the RCSI, which stands for the Royal College of Surgeons. I chose this college because when I grow up, I would like to become a doctor. So when there is another pandemic, I will be able to help and more lives would be saved. In class, we drew ID cards, and this is my ID card. So on my ID card, there's a photo of me, which I drew, and I colored my ID card light blue. And I also chose the course medicine. My teacher explained that your college ID card can let you go through hallways, libraries, and much more. I think going to college is very important because seeking higher education will not only help yourself, but when you grow up, you can use that knowledge to help the society and your country. Thank you very much.
next up, we have Cody. Cody.
Hey, my name's Cody Grace and I'm in City Key National School 6th class, and the college I want to go to is Yale in America. because it's a very good acting college. And I've always wanted to do acting since I was little. And if I don't get into that college, I want to go to the Gaiety School of Acting because that's a great acting college in Dublin as well.
Well done, Carol. Next up, we have Bartosz.
Hello, my name is Bartosz, and I'm in 6th class in City Key National School. The college I want to go is DCU because my uncle studies communications there. The course I want to do is IT because technology has the ability to impact lives at a level and scale that has never been realized in the history of mankind. That's why I want to go to a college that specializes in IT. And if I don't get accepted into DCU, I would like to go to Trinity College. We've also made these ID cards by using laminated paper and some string.
Well done. Well done. Last up, we have Zoe. Girl Zoe.
Hey, my name is Zoe Kelly and I'm in 6th class in CET National School. For college, I'd like to go to the Gaiety School of Acting to study drama. I chose the Gaiety School of Acting because I've wanted to become an actress since I was 5. Some Irish actresses that inspire me are Saoirse Ronan and the actresses of Derry Girls. On my ID card is a picture of me, my name, my course, my ID card and the crest.
Well done. There you go. That's our 4 students representing our class.
Thank you. Thank you, City Key. Excellent job. Now, Caitlin, your turn.
Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin McDade. I'm a 6th year student here in Carndonagh Community School. It's a large JESH school in County Donegal of 1,100 pupils. Next year I'm hoping to go to 3rd level college in either Trinity College Dublin or NUI Galway to study law. Firstly, I am delighted to introduce Professor Luke O'Neill. He is a professor of biochemistry and immunology in Trinity College Dublin, and I'd like to welcome him to the launch, and I'd love to ask him a few questions about his admirable work if he is willing.
I'm ready, Caitlin. But you sound like a Derry girl yourself there, by the way. It's fantastic.
That's not a bad thing. No, so my first question is, what inspired you to take the career path that you did in science?
Yes, well, first of all, it's great to be taking part, everybody. Me and Kathleen, we go back a long way with TAP Infinity. I'm very happy to be interviewed by you, Caitlin, this morning. And it's a bit like you guys in a way. I was in primary school and kind of science got me, I suppose, very early on. Great teachers in primary school. Went to secondary school and then had a fantastic biology teacher when I was in 5th year. And as ever, we need the teachers, don't we? So it was really being interested in things and having very supportive people around me. And of course, College Awareness Week is all about that too. So it began with good education, which is what this is all about.
That's great. Did you have any role models specifically whenever you were growing up that inspired you?
Well, my biology teacher in secondary school, his name was Fran Mooney. He's retired now. He was a bit like a hippie. This is in the mid 80s, and he was a cool guy. He had long hair, you know, torn jeans. That was a really cool guy. And then I began to get some scientific heroes, really, you know, like Charles Darwin. You've probably heard of him, Caitlin, haven't you? People like him. He was I became a biologist. So Darwin got me going and evolution in that area. So I'd name him. And David Attenborough, do you know him? Of course,
yes, I love him.
He was a big inspiration. He had a think of life on Earth back in the 80s, which really got me. So they were a few people who really inspired me.
That's great. And my last question is, do you have any advice to students like me now in 6th year that might be considering a course that's like STEM based next year?
Well, it's a tough time, Kate, and I've got such sympathy for you all. You know, this goddamn virus is tormenting us, isn't it? And it's very tough. So now more than ever, just keep going, you know, hang out together. Make sure you keep your friends close and your teachers without too much, you know, socializing, obviously. But we all need each other now more than ever, I think. And if you have a passion for something, that'll drive you through it. And it doesn't matter what it is, by the way. It can be anything at all. If you're interested, stick at it and you will make it. And there's great supports and great people to help. And if you come to Trinity and do immunology with me, wouldn't that be great? Forget law, okay? That's a waste of time. Nobody can. But whatever it is you're interested in, just keep going is the message. This very tough time. We look back on this time, Kate, and they go, we got through this. Everybody who's here today, remember, we get through this together.
Thank you so much. Like, that was absolutely lovely. Thanks so much. That's great.
Thanks, Caitlin, for the questions.
Thank you. So now I'm delighted to introduce and welcome Mr. Simon Harris, the Minister for Higher Education, Further Education, Research, Innovation and Science, to the launch of College Awareness Week. Just on behalf of everyone here, we'd like to wish him all the best in his new role in government. I see as a young person that he has a very large following on social media, which I think is greatly beneficial for him in his new role, as he can engage with the younger generation and he can create awareness for important events such as College Awareness Week this week. I'm particularly happy to see that he has made some really important policy decisions already in his new role, such as the €15 million technology fund to provide 10,000 third level students with laptops and iPads and other tablets to allow them to connect to the internet so that they can study and receive a further education from home, which is so important right now. Also, last week he announced a further €250 student COVID grant in recognition of the significant upheaval that the pandemic has had on the third level students. Initiatives like these mirror the aspirations of College Awareness Week, which is to make sure that all students in Ireland get an equal opportunity to avail of a third level and further education. Therefore, I think he's an ideal person to have at the launch this year of College Awareness Week. So welcome, Minister Simon Harris.
Thanks so much, Caitlin, and thank you very much for having me. You should come work for me, because I think you do a better job of describing what I do than I do myself. So thank you so much for your very kind introduction, and good morning to Luke as well. I often say to people that Luke has become an actual rock star during COVID-19, because everyone now knows who he is, but I do forget when I say that he is an actual rock star as well. Not many people in the world who can fight COVID and play the guitar the way Luke can. So thank you so much to everything Luke has been doing. And I want to particularly say a good morning to the boys and girls, to the young men and young women on this call. This event this week is all about you. And I wish we could be together. I wish we could be with you, but we can't be there in person because we have to keep each other safe. So this is the next best thing. And really, I suppose what this whole awareness week is about is an opportunity for us to shout from the rooftops a very, very important message, that if you're in school today, it's a really good idea to have a plan about what you want to do when you leave school. And the second thing it's about is to tell you that going to college, getting to college, is a realistic goal for you. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter whether you're male or female. And it doesn't matter what your mom or your dad did as a job or whether they went to college. Going to college is something that you should be able to aspire to. And it's our job in government, and all of my friends and colleagues on this call from all the different organizations, it's our job to make sure that that happens. So please make me one promise, that if anybody tells you in life that you can't do something, don't believe them. You can be whatever you want to be. I met so many people when I was getting involved in politics, they used to say to me, oh, you're too young, or oh, learn to walk before you can run, or wait your turn. It's a load of nonsense. If you want to do something in life and you believe in it and you believe in it passionately, whatever that is, whatever you want to be, you can make it happen. And I am so proud of young people in this country. Everybody's had a really, really tough year because of COVID-19. It's caused absolute havoc in all our lives. But I have been so impressed and proud and really excited about our future when I've seen how young people have responded to the challenge, how our schools have responded, and how you've been so strong. And when I was health minister, I heard from thousands and thousands of children across the country, letting me know about the impact that COVID had on them. And what I used to always say to them was, as difficult as it has been, what an amazing story you're going to actually have to tell your children and grandchildren in the future. That actually in the year 2020, you came together with your friends and you did things that actually helped save people's lives in Ireland. I wish I could say I did that when I was young, but you've done that, and that's something you should be really, really proud of. So thank you so much for having me here today. I suppose it's worth saying so many different events across our country have had to be cancelled, have had to be reformatted, restricted. It is a huge testament to the organisers of this event that it can still happen this year. I really, really want to thank you for doing this, and I want to thank you for, I suppose, identifying the campaign cornerstones that are important to you, to ensure that the event you're putting on today remains meaningful and relevant, even though you've had to do it in a different format. I suppose this national campaign run from Trinity College Dublin since 2014 really has a simple objective at its heart. And that's an objective about spreading the word that there are so many post-leaving cert opportunities for all students, and placing a particular emphasis and focus on areas of our country or groups within our country where participation in education after school has been particularly low, and trying to work together to rectify this. In looking back on the history of this week, it's been really encouraging to see this event go from strength to strength. And I really want to thank all of the College Week, College Awareness Week partners. I want to thank Perigo with particular support from Grania Quinn, the Chief Medical Officer. I want to thank my colleagues in the Higher Education Authority and SOLAS. I want to, of course, thank Trinity College Dublin. And I want to thank the National Association of Principals and Deputy Principals. Sincere thank you to all of you. It's not as if you haven't got enough to be doing in the day jobs with all the challenges COVID has thrown. Thank you so much for seeing the importance in this and for collaborating to ensure this initiative continues not just to happen, but actually to grow. And looking through all of the events, the hundreds of exciting events that we're planning right across the country this year, there's so much to look forward to. And I know you're expecting about 100,000 participants. That's a really, really significant number of people to be able to reach out to. Some of the events that have particularly interested me is, I know later this morning we're going to hear from Anne-Marie Collins, a Traveller graduate from Trinity. And I know Anne-Marie has created a Traveller resource for educators, which is a great example of some of the exciting work that's happening in this space. We need to do more on Traveller education. I passionately believe in that. And that needs to start earlier than third level, of course. We have a commitment to develop a new action plan on Traveller education. We're also going to see an event with 225 mentors supported by the PATH program, who are going to carry out virtual school visits. They can't come to your school, but they're going to virtually visit your school and hold a webinar where you'll hear from lots of different students from lots of different backgrounds. And I also think it's going to be interesting to hear from the Dyslexia Association of Ireland, who are also going to deliver a web event on assistive technology. So lots and lots and lots to look forward to. I'm a minister in a new role. This department that I had didn't exist a few months ago. And I want you to know, in creating this department, one of the key priorities for us is equity of access, is making sure that everybody can reach their dream, everybody can reach their goal. And we've got to, I suppose, reflect in everything we do the importance of supporting learners at risk of educational disadvantage and learners with special educational needs. I think as a country, we've done some good work over the last number of years, and I commend all our educators on this, at helping improve special needs education at primary level and at secondary level. There's some really good initiatives at third level, but we're nowhere near where we need to be. Nowhere near where we need to be. I met with the Trinity Centre for People with Intellectual Disabilities a couple of weeks ago. Brilliant, brilliant work. But I suppose I want to know why we can't have loads of them right across the country. And that has to be our ambition, capturing the good practice and making that good practice just, quite frankly, become normal. The vision of our third National Access Plan is to ensure that the student body entering into, participating in and completing higher education at all levels reflects the diversity and social mix of our country. So when you look at a group of people going to college, going to university, they should look like our country. There should be a mix of people, a mix of ages, a mix of genders, a mix of people from different backgrounds. And we have a lot of work that we need to continue to do in that regard. I am pleased to say that we're investing a lot of money in this. The PATH Fund has a current investment envelope of about 33.9 million over the period 2016 to 2022. And this supports access to initial teacher education from underrepresented groups. It'll support the awarding of bursaries of €5,000 to 1,000 of the most socially economically disadvantaged students in our country. So 1,000 people next year will get access to bursaries, and that'll be targeted at the most disadvantaged people. The PATH Fund, though, also has to help our institutions. It has to help them develop the capacity and the community partnership to work with the community, to get the message out there that our doors are open, that our university, our college is very, very much for you. We live in a country where some communities send close to 100% of their students to college, but we also live in a country where other communities remain at fewer than 10%. So we cannot claim to live in a truly equal republic. We cannot claim to have fulfilled our ambition as a nation as long as that remains a reality. Some communities send 10%, some communities send 100%. We've got to bridge that divide. And that's really where the importance of this week comes into play. Promoting the benefits of going to college, to help students of all ages to become college ready, but also to show us the examples of success. And you're going to hear from so many people during this week who've broken down barriers, who've done what you can do in the future as well, role models that we can all really look up to as well. So thank you for what has been a genuinely, collaborative initiative involving such a wide range of stakeholders, schools, museums, libraries, businesses, colleges themselves, the endorsement of USI, of IBEC, funding from the HEA, Solus, Perigo, support from Trinity, support from the National Association of Principals and Deputy Principals. I think it demonstrates when we all come together, public sector, private sector, pull together and say, we want to fix this. We have a challenge here and we want to address it. I do just want to return to that topic that seems to be the only topic we ever get to talk about these days, which is COVID-19, because COVID-19 has had a huge impact on all students in higher education, but it's had a particularly significant impact on disadvantaged and vulnerable learners. As Caitlin was saying at the introduction, talking about the laptops, you can't, it's easy enough to say to people, we're going to move all our lectures online. We're going to move college online. But what about having access to a laptop? What about having access to the internet? What about having a safe place to study and learn in your home, which not everybody has as well? So we are really working to try and bridge that divide. COVID-19 hasn't created inequality in our society, but it has shone a very bright spotlight on that inequality. So I hear lots and lots of talk about reopening of society, reopening of our economy. You'll be hearing lots of that this week, and that's important. But to be honest, I think it's under ambition. It's not just about reopening. It has to be about rebuilding and reimagining our society. Something good has to come out of what has been the most horrific year for students, for teachers, for parents, quite frankly, for everybody in our country. So it's not just about let's open up and go back to the way we were. No. The way we were was allowing inequality to continue to fester in society. So we need to be much more ambitious than just reopening, and we need to talk about rebuilding. So we have a number of initiatives in place, be it the laptop scheme, doubling the student assistance fund. We're going to review the SUSI grant. So to any student on this call, I want to say this to you. I want to make sure that cost is not a barrier to going to education. And nearly just a little bit under 50% of students who go to college don't have to pay any registration. They don't have to pay the money to go to college. But it's not I think the scheme is not as good as it could be. We need to look at how it can support part-time learners. We need to look at how it can take into consideration the costs that some of us have if we go to college, like childminding costs as well. So we're going to do a full review of that scheme, and we're going to make sure everyone has a chance to have their say in that regard as well. I really want to thank Kathleen O'Toole-Brennan, who I can see on my screen here. I really want to thank her college awareness team for your help, not only in just organising this event, which I know is a mammoth task, and hats off to you in that regard, but also the critical role you've played in the development and the rollout of the initiative and your ongoing commitment to it. I think it's something that everybody involved in higher education and education in Ireland is very proud of. We value it as a sector, we value it as a country. So it is my great honour, and I'm sorry if I've gone on a little bit too long, but I do feel passionate about this area, and I know you do too, and I really think if we work together, we can make real progress in the coming years. All that is left for me to do is officially declare the College Awareness Week open, to wish everybody involved in all of the events the very best of luck, particularly you, the students. This event is about you. The reason we're having it is to send out a clear message to you that you can do whatever you want in life when you get out of school. And if there's things in your way or hurdles, it's our job to help you break them down. So do not be afraid to dream big dreams. Everybody on this call is fully behind you and is ready to help you get to where you want to get to. There are so many options. There's not one size fits all. It's not that I have to do this or I have to do that. There are lots of different ways of getting to where you want to get to in life. And there's a line from a poem I want to share with you, the poetry of Walt Whitman, which says, "Now, Voyager, sail thou forth to seek and find." And as we all set off on our journey, on our education journey, I hope those words ring in your ears. So, Gur Mila Mahagav, it's my great honor to declare this event open. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Minister. On behalf of the organising group of College Awareness Week, and the National Association of Principals and Deputy Principals has been involved with the campaign from the very, very beginning. And your passion and your enthusiasm and your affirming comments are most welcome as we begin College Awareness Week this week. The whole logic behind it was to raise awareness of educational opportunities in post-formal schooling amongst lesser served communities and those that are disadvantaged and so on. So your commitment and the importance of your new department in profiling further in higher education has put the spotlight on education as a priority for the government on the basis that the rising tide will lift all boats. And certainly from a group that is dealing with second level school leaders, we really appreciate the emphasis that you've put on not only higher education, but further education and apprentices, because the Leaving Certificate does now act as a filter for third level, but in truth, about 20% of the cohort who take a Leaving Cert, or the Leaving Cert as a structure doesn't suit them. So initiatives to promote the well-being of students in further higher and education and apprenticeships is to be really, really welcomed. The organisation of College Awareness Week is driven by the passion of people like Kathleen and Emily and Siobhan, and an organisation team built around school leaders, but more importantly, teachers, the students themselves, and the Institute of Guidance Counsellors to promote the activities around the schools that raise the opportunities which education provides to lift all boats. And the initiatives that you've started in your Department of Further and Higher Education, I think it will make a difference. In this particular week, Senator Eileen Flynn has been elected chair of the Joint Committee on Key Issues Affecting the Travelling Community. And that is something where Irish society needs to recognise, and has done, and indeed my own organisation has been involved in Yellow Flag as part of the travelling community over many, many years. But Anne-Marie, who you referenced early on, Anne-Marie Ní Chuilleán, an influential other person who's benefited from the challenge of College Awareness Week to show the benefits that it has done for her in Trinity College, she has come up with a magnificent resource which we feel will be of benefit to all educators. Travellers can participate at 13% in second level only, but only 1% go on to third level. Now, Anne-Marie can't be with us today because she's attending lectures in Marino, can't be with us in person. So in those circumstances, she has made a Visio message, which I'll ask Emily to key up for us in a few moments. But she has put up an enormous resource by way of the travelling for educators. And it has details of children's books, research undertaken by and for travellers, links to social media, the intercultural influence that they've had on on music and films and so on. There is one for those resources for everybody in the audience, and that is really, really important, that it will be sent out by media and video links to that resource. But Anne-Marie Ní Chuilleán is the embodiment of the investment in education and the rationale behind College Awareness Week. And I'd hand back to Emily now and ask her to cue the video to launch the Travellers Resource Pack. But I want to particularly thank you, Minister, for your time and energy in bringing the enthusiasm to the new department, which will reap great benefits for initiatives like College Awareness Week into the future.
Sloan, thank you so much.
Hi everyone, my name is Anne-Marie and I'm so excited to be here today to tell you about a fantastic new resource that we are launching this week. It is the Travelling Community Teaching Resource. So just a little bit about me. I am a past TCD student. I'm currently a student in Marino Institute of Education, but most importantly, I am a teacher. So I really understand the crucial role that we play in creating a welcoming and inclusive environment for every single student in our classroom. So with that, I hope that this resource will support you as an educator in sharing the immense talent that's out there within the travelling community and sharing that with your students in your classroom. And maybe you're an educator who wants to learn a little bit more about the community, the history of the community, or the research out there by the community. So please check it out. Please share. We hope you enjoy it. A huge thank you to Perigo for the sponsorship of this project. We look forward to hearing how you're using this in your school or in your classroom. And most importantly, happy College Awareness Week.
thank you to Clive for launching our new Traveller Community Teaching resource on behalf of Anne-Marie Collins. We will follow up by email later today with more information on the resource itself. I am going to provide you with a brief overview of College Awareness Week 2020. As Minister Harris said, we designed 3 campaign cornerstones to ensure that the campaign this year remains meaningful and impactful to all those involved. Our first campaign cornerstone is College Connections, which is a webinar panel-based discussion jointly hosted by CAW, the USI and the ISSU. It will be broadcasted into higher education and further education, secondary schools and community groups across Ireland. The panellists will be made up of target groups outlined in the National Access Plan. College Connections aims to promote the many post-secondary pathways while also informing and inspiring the next generation of further and higher education entrants. Our second campaign cornerstone is Career Connections, which is a collection of pre-recorded videos based on the 3 academic disciplines within Trinity College Dublin. Students, a part of this video, explore entry requirements, alternative entry routes, as well as career opportunities available to them upon completion of their degree. Career Connections encourages participation of underrepresented groups at higher education and raises awareness of degrees that don't necessarily put you on a direct path to a certain career. Our third and final campaign cornerstone is #CallConnections, which are being created through a TikTok campaign. This campaign has been designed and choreographed by Katara, a Trinity Access Programme student studying medicine in Trinity College. And the idea behind the TikTok campaign is to encourage students to think about their post-secondary plans in a unique and fun manner. My next slide is, my next slide, apologies. This is a TikTok submitted by 2 pupils who aspire to be air hostesses. They are from Clogher Road Community College in Dublin 12, and on Friday evening the Gardaí duetted with these aspiring air hostesses, and this TikTok video has over 22,500 views, so I'm going to show it to you now. You gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'm waiting. So it don't matter that shame me when I am with you. There's no place I'd rather be. And the engagement on our TikTok campaign has been fantastic, and we look forward to seeing more TikToks throughout the week. And don't worry if you don't have TikTok, we will be posting them on our social media platforms throughout College Awareness Week. This slide highlights the range of activities taking place across the education sector in Ireland. As Kathleen often says, from Malin to Mizenhead, College Awareness Week is nationwide, with further education institutions, higher education institutions, community groups, organisations, primary schools and secondary schools all involved. This picture collage on my right is a social media campaign that was run by Banagher College in County Offaly. And they ran a Twitter campaign calling all their past pupils to submit a selfie with information on their college and college course. It's a really simple but meaningful way of promoting the many post-secondary pathways. And Bangor College plan to put all of these selfies together in a presentation and to play the presentation throughout College Awareness Week. So a massive congratulations to Bangor College, who've received over, I think it's about 60 selfies at this stage, and so very well done. And my next slide is a very special slide. This is a video created by Assumption Secondary School in Dublin 12. It is a video called College and Careers, There's One for You. It is made by third year pupils under the guidance of their teacher, Miss Grania Cullen. It is a fantastic video. It is a true reflection of the creativity that education institutions show when it comes to College Awareness Week, but also the resilience of educational institutions, the resilience that educational institutions have had in response to COVID-19. Miss Cullen and her pupils wanted to create a rap for College Awareness Week to the song This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. And as you are aware, it's not possible to sing in groups at the moment. So Miss Cullen and her pupils recorded themselves singing at home and used sign language in the classroom. It is a truly fantastic video. So I'm going to play this until the end of this meeting. And before I do, I want to wish you all a very successful College Awareness Week. And thank you very much for joining us this morning.
A is for actor, you need that rev factor. B is for baker, you've got to learn to cater.
C is for care, to make life fair. Or you could be a dancer, just like Prancer.
E for engineer, so studying what's there, fighting fires and going higher. G is for Garda, peace in the hood. H is for hairdresser, helps you look good. Won't let them break me just. I know that there's a place for us. So we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, we're gonna send the blood and drown out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat of drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I'll make no apology. This is me. Oh, 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 I for interpreter, I translate words to her. J for judge, I can't tell the grudge. Kindergarten teacher, smiling is your feature. Be a library, free books not the look.
Marketing manager, massage mechanic, meals to be done, do not panic.
Orthodontist, I'll fix your teeth. P for pilot, please take your seats.
Qualifications engineer or examiner, quality analysis and quality manager. R is for radio host, not a radio ghost.
The sharpest words wanna cut me down. I'm gonna send the blood and drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat of drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I'll make no apology. This is me. Oh, oh,
I'll be a solicitor, I'll fight your case. I'll be a therapist, this is your safe place.
U for undertaker, a coffin of cremain. B for vet, safety of pen.
Warden for prison, you're in jail. X-ray technician, number 1 for nails.
I for yoga, peaceful and quiet.
Well, just know, animals die.
How different years this one for you. Study hard and you make it true.
This is who I'm meant to be. This is me.
Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat of drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I'll make no apologies. This is me. Oh,
Thank you so much, everyone. College Awareness Week is now officially open. Go forth and enjoy. Thank you. I think we managed to achieve a sense of warmth despite the fact that we're all in virtual locations. Thank you to everyone. I think it couldn't have gone off better. Thank you, City Key. Thank you, Karen Donna and Caitlin, Clive, Luke, the minister, Paul, lovely to see you on the screen as well. Thank you.